Well, joining me now from CNN in New York is Abdullahi Boura Khalake. He is a Horn of Africa analyst who consults for the Global Center for the Responsibility to Protect. Thank you for joining us. My first question is, we have heard from President Kenyatta that this is a moral war as well as a physical war. When this situation is over, how is Kenya likely to respond?
I think so far so good. Kenyans and their leadership has responded incredibly well. Whether it's the population, putting aside all the differences, whether ethnic, racial, or even political. And even the leadership, we've seen, an incredible show of unity from the leadership, the opposition leaders, all, giving a united press conference.
Sure, but in terms of how will it respond to Al-Shabaab?
Al-Shabaab, dealing with Al-Shabaab will take multiple fronts. Militarily, Kenya is involved in Somalia since October 11, 2011. But we need also movement in political front inside Somalia to have a functioning government that would relieve of Kenya some of its responsibilities. Border patrol will be very critical.
So will Kenya's priority be to retaliate against Al-Shabaab and or shore up the Western-backed government in Somalia?
Both. I don't think they are mutually exclusive. Both. We can continue in both fronts in terms of shoring up the government of Somalia and also continuing with the counter-terrorism effort that, Kenya is involved in, as well as peacekeeping operation that Kenya is involved in. All these multiple fronts needs to be engaged simultaneously instead of opting for one against the other.
Let me ask you, is this a defining moment not only for Kenya, but for unity in Africa in terms of their response to what's taking place right now in Nairobi?
Absolutely. What happened in Kenya could happen to any other African countries, and it is the responsibility for most of these African countries to really respond using multiple effort, not just militarily, but also politically, but also what are some of the reasons that Al-Shabaab uses in terms of recruitment, but also other extremist groups, whether it is Boko Haram or what is going on in Mali over the past few years.
And are we likely to see that unity among African nations when it comes to terrorism?
Yeah, we will. We will have an AU summit in the next few weeks, next month, and I'm sure this will top the agenda in terms of how they will respond. The security architecture needs to be revamped, and all efforts. Kenya just passed counterterrorism bill last year, and you'll continue seeing some of these countries, passing some of their anti-terror bills and laws and revamping their security sector. Kenya's police forces are not known for being on top of their game, but this is an opportunity for security sector reform, employing technology.
Let me jump in if I may. I'd like to ask a final question about Al-Shabaab itself. It is reputed to be divided between those who want to focus their efforts on Somalia and those who want to take it to more of an international platform.
Exactly. One of the biggest existential threat to Al-Shabaab is not external intervention. It was the division between the nationalists and the transnational jihadis. But unfortunately, over the last few months, the transnational wing has won over, with Godane taking over the organization and, getting rid of most of the people who are opposed to his leadership. Now, this is the defining moment for the transnationals winning over the nationals. And it is very important how Al-Shabaab will go from here. Kenya has been at the crosshair, but it is remarkable that they were able to carry out this kind of attack.
All right.
There's no question that, the target was picked because it's high-value target. Experts patrol, it's an area that is patrolled largely by expats and Kenyans on the high economic end. But for them to be able to continue with this siege over the last 24 hours, this must be a long-term planning that has been in the works.
All right, we must leave it there, but thank you very much indeed for your insight. Abdullahi Boura Khalake joining us from CNN New York.